I mean, hello, we came in on a horse and carriage. Did you expect it any other way?
We had a limo with a jacuzzi on the way here. Then we got into a horse and carriage. Then we got...
Okay. I'm gonna let them get a couple of shots and turn the lights off so you can see. Kim, superstar.
It's great that you can, you know, have a blog as an outlet to be able to write if things are true, if they're not true.
Blah! You know what that is. That's that ass. And there's ass in Kardashian. See, it's Kardashian. They should put another S in there because it should be Kardashian. She should spell her name with an extra S.
The sexy starlet and socialite Kim Kardashian was born on October 21st, 1980. Her father, Robert Kardashian, was a famous Los Angeles attorney who was best friends with OJ Simpson and a member of his legal dream team.
She has famous ties. Her dad is a famous lawyer. Her dad is Rob Kardashian. He represented OJ Simpson.
The name Kardashian was famous long before Kim.
The first time you heard of a Kardashian is when I couldn't even say the name. It took me years to say the name. I would say that dude, the OJ lawyer, don't want the K dude. You couldn't really say his name, but because I was black and OJ was black and he was on OJ's team, we fell in love with, Kardashian, Robert Kardashian. That's how you first knew about him.
Her father was one of the most celebrated attorneys in the city. Simpson stayed at the Kardashian home days after the murders of his former wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. Even the famous white Bronco chase that has been forever ingrained in the public's fabric also began outside of the Kardashian home.
You know, I've never heard Kris Jenner say anything bad about OJ Simpson, and I know to this day, all of the Kardashian girls call OJ Simpson Uncle OJ. So I don't think Kris Jenner ever came down on OJ. I think she was friends with Nicole Brown Simpson, and she was also friends with OJ. So she kind of played both sides, and that's something that Kris Jenner is known to do to this day.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information. Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Ronald Lyle Goldman, a human being, as charged in count 2 of the information.
So how do you know Nick? What brought you out here?
We're good friends. Just here to support. This new clothing line is his birthday, so just here to support the new clothing line, Candy Nation. It's really cute.
It's funny how the Kardashians call OJ Uncle OJ, because he made their daddy a lot of money. And he actually put him on the map. Nobody knew who he was until, OJ, went and did the Ginsu, swing, 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 chop, chop, chop. Not that he did it, but that incident got Robert Kardashian famous, and that opened the door for the rest of the family.
Kris and Robert Kardashian divorced in 1990. A year later, she married former Olympic gold medalist Bruce Jenner.
I feel like girls feel like she's like the girl next door. She's a beautiful girl, but they're also fascinated with the people she's linked to, whether it's the celebrity men she's dated or she has a lot of celebrity friends. And she was first introduced to us through Paris Hilton. And so she was just a tag-along friend, and Paris was famous. And then Paris went through like a scandal, and Kim started stepping out without Paris, and so they would ask Kim about Paris. And then Kim started being linked to all these other people like Nick Cannon and Ray J, and then she had the sex tape. So I think it's the whole, just the story. Like, people love a story, and she constantly keeps herself in the press by just generating different stories every single day.
Kim grew up under the glitz and glamour of Beverly Hills. She was preschool classmates with Paris Hilton and was constantly surrounded by celebrities because of her socialite and entrepreneur mother, Kris Jenner.
She definitely saw the lifestyle and the attention that Paris was getting, and she topped her. People aren't talking about Paris Hilton right now like they're talking about Kim Kardashian. I don't know if Paris Hilton has ever gotten the same amount of covers of magazines week after week after week that Kim Kardashian has got. She beat Paris at her own game. Paris is worth more money right now, but Kim Kardashian has more fame.
Of what you see on Kim Kardashian is manufactured. I think her whole life is, I feel like the whole family gets up every morning, they go into business meetings, and they figure out what's the next story. Just like a television show, you know, you have your staff meetings, what's the story, what is this character gonna do? They run their whole empire like that.
I think Kim Kardashian is a hot celebrity for a number of reasons. One of them, it's actually something she's been criticized for, which is not having any talent, but I think that's one of the things that's made her such a success story, because normal people can relate more because she's not a singer, she's not an actress, she's a regular person.
What are you wearing tonight? I'm wearing Moschino.
Very nice. How would you describe your style when you're not working or on the carpet?
Very girly and very casual. I like accessories, so even when I'm dressed down, I still really like accessories.
What brings you out here tonight?
Just here to hopefully see Fergie. I heard she's performing, the fashion show right after, just a night out.
Are you working on anything that you want to talk about?
Few things in the works, a TV show that we should all look out for. I can't really talk about it, but really exciting things that you'll hear about soon.
Well, not really, but she's more regular than some of the other celebrities that we see out there. The other thing is that there's so much of her. She's, not to say she's overexposed, but we see her all the time. There's the TV shows, there's commercials, her photos are always everywhere. She's at the hot parties, she's creating a buzz, and she's created that buzz for herself. So I think that's what's made her who she is.
According to Kim, her childhood was far from glamorous. As a preteen, her body was developing at a fast rate. Kim told Playboy magazine that she prayed her body would stop growing by puberty.
First met Kim at a skate party. Like, good friend of mine, Claudia Jordan, you know, very beautiful sister of mine, basically had a skating party. And it was like a costume 70s party. I mean, my man Dennis Norcutt from the NFL was there. Marcellus Wiley was there. You know, my brother Joe was there. I was there, and I saw Kim. I'm like, Kim? I'm like, whoa, okay. And that right there just told me how real she is.
Kris Jenner kept the children grounded. She frequently attended church services with her sisters and went to Catholic high schools for girls. While in school, she worked for her father's company, Movie Tunes Incorporated, that he left to the Kardashian children.
I find that I'm calmer when I'm working every day.
Kris Jenner wanted her children to be independent, and once they turned 18, living off the family coffers was not an option.
Because she can rub elbows with just, with other people that weren't in the business. And she had no security, didn't have all these big airs. She was just cool, down to earth, and so she can rub elbows with just anybody. And that's the cool thing about Kim, that she can adapt to any situation. And that's a good thing. And then I met her again, and she remembered me, which I was kind of shocked. There was years between at the ESPN ESPY party. So it was cool. It was cool. She's a real person. She's good people. She hadn't changed to me. I don't know how she treat other people, but I know toward me she hadn't changed.
In January 2000, at the age of 19, Kim Kardashian eloped to Las Vegas and married record producer Damon Thomas.
It's so difficult to say who Kim Kardashian was as a 19-year-old when she made the decision to marry Damon Thomas, because of course at that time cameras weren't following her around. We didn't know as much about him or her as we do about the Kim-Chris Humphries relationship just by virtue of the fact there was no reality show back then. But she's spoken about it a little bit. You know, her family has really spoken about it at minimum, and it's been mentioned in pretty negative light. They talk about how Kim and Damon took a trip to Las Vegas. They married secretly. They announced it afterwards. A lot of the family seems to have not approved. And Kim really painted the picture of her life after Damon as kind of like a celebration, a coming out party. She was Susie homemaker for 3 years, cooking the meals, staying home, being a good wife, by someone who may or may not have been abusive. There's been some allegations that he mistreated her. He's rebutted by saying that it wasn't true, that she just wanted more money out of the divorce settlement. He's spoken to In Touch Weekly about the relationship. He claims that she's always been self-centered. And Kim, by her own admission, says before her father died, he said, "I'm not worried about you. I know you're going to take care of yourself." So it's kind of two different pictures that are painted. One is the sweet, innocent girl who was, you know, married this older man who took control of her. And the other picture is someone who's always kind of known who she was and what she wanted out of life.
You really have to be an attention and fame whore to really like go through your life and really like manufacture all these relationships. You do. And you really, I don't know, it gets to a point where you're like, she's a sweet girl. But it gets to a point where you're like, what's real and what's fake? And when do you want to live your real life? And maybe she does live her real life off camera. But everything we see is so manufactured. It's like someone described it as like a modern day Ponzi scheme.
On February 2004, Kim divorced Thomas after 4 years of marriage. Thomas labeled Kim as a compulsive shopper.
You know, some things kind of mystify everybody. And, you know, the Kardashians are known for being famous. And there's something about, you know, Kim Kardashian, her interaction with her sisters, that spark something with people. I think people love to hate them. I think people like to debate about them and talk about them.
The entrepreneurial spirit and flair for the dramatic were genes passed along from her parents as she started her Hollywood career. In October 2004, Kim began her climb up the Tinseltown ladder when she was hired as singer Brandy's personal stylist. Prior to dressing the R&B diva, Brandy was voted as the worst dressed celebrity. Kim also worked as a personal shopper for Lindsay Lohan, and quickly her name began to make sound waves around the industry.
People are obsessed with them, and they're obsessed with Kim in particular. She is a beautiful woman. She's able to kind of make money off of everything that she does, whether it's her nail polish to getting her eyebrows waxed. She's found a way to make money off of it. And so I think a lot of people watch and wonder how they can do the same thing. And a lot of these young girls, you know, want to do what she does because there's not a lot of talent involved with doing what she does. So it's not like singing or acting where that's something that's kind of innate in you. This is something I think a lot of people think they can make attainable if they kind of find out how Kim Kardashian does what she does.
I mean, I'm pretty personal, you know, I share lots of pictures, lots of advice, whether it's, you know, beauty advice or styling tips. I'm pretty open on my blog, and I just wanted to revamp it and give my fans something new to look at. And this new site just has so, you know, many more interactive features on the site, and I just, you know, I love sharing my life with my fans, and I love hearing what the questions that they're asking me, and I respond to all their comments back, and I love interacting with my fans. It's great that you can, you know, have a blog as an outlet to be able to write if things are true, if they're not true. Lately they get a little too overwhelming, so sometimes you just let them go and you just don't even take the time to blog about it. And because I have had this site since 2008, I have a great relationship with my fans, so I think they kind of know when things are true and when they're not. So it's a good outlet. Most common questions are beauty tips and style tips, and that's why my sisters and I do the things that we do as far as our swimwear line or our clothing line, or, you know, just anything that we have, whether it's perfect skin, you know, they're asking us these beauty questions and we're giving them the products that they're asking for. Okay, I get almost 30 million hits a month on KimKardashian.com, so I'm almost at the 4 million Twitter mark, and I'm hoping to get there soon.
After being hired by Brandy to make her style over, Kim became close with Brandy's little brother, Ray J.
Kim Kardashian is famous, first of all, because of her dad, okay? Then because of the sex tape. Then because she fine, come on. You can't deny that. I mean, she fine. Not only is she fine, blah! You know what that is. That's that ass. And there's ass in Kardashian, see? It's Kardashian. They should put another S in there because it should be Kardashian. She should spell her name with an extra S. You know, Kardash, ass. That's what it should be. And, you know, and she's talented. Yeah, she's talented. So, you know, daddy, sex tape, beautiful, ass. That's the hierarchy of her fame. But then she's a smart businesswoman too. I mean, why not use what you got? If you got this, and you got that, and you got a family member that then paved the way, come on, what you working hard for? Get in where you fit in. And a lot of men would like to fit right in between that Kardashian.
Irregardless of what people think, she really carries herself with a whole bunch of class. And she's just a young woman at the end of the day that just kind of likes to experiment and see the world, but she's drop dead gorgeous. And she got an ass like a racehorse. I mean, it's just serious ass.
Kim Kardashian and Ray J Norwood dated for a couple of years, several years actually. Kim used to work as a closet organizer and stylist before becoming famous. So she had been working with Brandy in that capacity, met her little brother, fell for him, and their relationship is, you know, kind of famous, particularly because her moment in the limelight just really came to fruition once that sex tape came out with the two of them. And they both denied any responsibility for the tape getting out. She's blamed him for it, he's blamed her. But at the end of the day, I don't think that either of them is that unhappy about it coming out. I can't say for sure. I'm sure she regrets doing it, but at the same time, that's definitely what got everyone's attention.
Well, she was known to have dated Nick Cannon. She was known to have dated Nick Lachey. You know, obviously she dated Ray J for a while, so she had been kind of in the Hollywood circle. If you were an insider, you had heard of Kim. You had kind of heard that she had dated a few guys in the industry, and then, you know, back in about 2006 is when everything kind of blew up. The sex tape surfaced, and instead of just sinking away when the sex tape came out, Kim really learned from her friend Paris Hilton, and she admits that she learned a lot of how to move and work within the industry from her friend Paris, which, you know, coincidentally is one of the reasons they fell out in their friendship.
By 2007, their love was on the rocks. A sex tape between Ray J and Kim was released, and all eyes were on websites searching for a glimpse of the well-endowed lovers. The video was the talk of Hollywood.
When I take on a project, I'm extremely involved in it. I won't just put my name on something and let someone else design it and come out with it.
Vivid Entertainment bought the rights for $1 million and released the video Kim Kardashian Superstar in February 2007.
I just want you to know that I think you are so disgusting and desperate. Who leaves their email address on their machine? You clearly want people to call you, but yet you won't call me back when you just know some crazy shit going on right now. You know I need to talk to you. It's just you make yourself look so suspicious by not returning my calls. It's just, honestly, I have no idea who you think you are or what you think that you're up to or what you think you're doing. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And actually, you know what? Don't call me back. Don't ever call me back. I never want to talk to you ever again. I think you're honestly a sick human being, and I think you are just so desperate that you'll do anything for attention, and you're just so disgusting. Honestly, I cannot even give you any more of my attention because I just think that you're just sick. There's no other words for it. So I think that don't ever call me back ever again. I'm definitely going to just have my attorneys contact you, and we'll deal with it that way. So lose my number and never call me ever again.
Kim Kardashian was styling Ray J, and then they started dating, and they dated for 3 years, and during that time they made the sex tape, and she was allegedly the only person that had the tape in her possession. So I don't know how it got sold or whatever, but it somehow or another ended up in the hands or was sold off to Vivid Entertainment for like $1 million. She threatened to sue, they offered her $5 million, and then the tape was released.
Kardashian sued Vivid for ownership of the tape, and the two parties settled out of court.
What really helped her was she didn't hide when she got the sex tape. She kind of owned the fact that she was known as the sex pot. She went and did red carpets, and that landed her a reality show about her and her family. She was able to be seen by Ryan Seacrest enough to where he wanted to executive produce this reality show.
I mean, it gave her a little bit of buzz. I wouldn't say that the sex tape was the sole reason why she's as famous as she's famous, because so many people have sex tapes. If you don't have a good business strategy and a plan after you release a sex tape, then you're just gonna be another person with a sex tape, a nobody. Ray J, I don't know what he did. After the sex tape, Ray J did the For the Love of Ray J's, released a few singles that were hot, but I don't know.
I believe at the time, Kim Kardashian and Ray J sex tape was viral. Everybody was talking about it, people were blogging about it, and the DVD sold millions. It did so well that Steve Hirsch, the head of Vivid, offered Ray J a job directing other porns. So, this was something that everybody was buzzing about. Ryan Seacrest is no fool, so he saw that people were talking about her and that she kind of wanted to change her image, and she was a good fit for E. And many seasons later and many spinoffs later, she has put millions of dollars in his pocket.
She started from the bottom, now she's here. She really came out of nowhere, from nothing. And a lot of people say, well, she got famous from a sex tape. I beg to differ. I think that she had all the makings of somebody that was going to be substantially influential in Hollywood anyway. The sex tape was just kind of the icing on the cake, but I think, she was destined for stardom. She was already in the limelight, just not at the level that she wanted to be. But I think the blueprint from her was just hard work, dedication, and a no-quit attitude. I think those characteristics is what make Kim Kardashian what she is.
And I've been knowing Ray J forever. When he was a kid, I was doing warm-up on his sister's show, on Brandy's show, and Ray J used to come up there just causing havoc, like a little brother would. And speaking of like a little brother would, I didn't know I would see his wood in a video with Kim Kardashian, but he handled his business. Little fella represented, and I ain't mad at him. I was like, first of all, who is this? Who is this chick? And then when they said this is the daughter of the lawyer, OJ's lawyer, I was like, what? What? Okay, all right, go ahead, Ray J. Yeah, you using your gavel in a whole different way.
Only two people will ever know what really happened that night. Was it staged? Was it spur of the moment video verite? The answer has been debated over and over by fans, but whomever the culprit, it didn't matter. The tape changed the fortunes for both parties. Ray J and Kim Kardashian both became objects of the media's obsession, and soon they each had their own shows separately.
That sex tape she did with Ray J, everybody knew who Ray J already was, you know what I'm saying? Not like that, but that made you know Ray J in the biblical sense, which means he put it down. A lot of women was like, whoa, is that Brandy's little brother? I think that was his coming out party. He graduated from Brandy's little brother to whoa, okay, Ray J doing it like that? Okay, all right, respect. You had to tip your cap to the fella.
E! Entertainment picked up the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2007, and it became an instant cultural phenomenon. Kim Kardashian soon began making the Hollywood rounds, not as a working stylist or a buddy of Paris Hilton, but a star in her own right.
How you doing, Kim? I got it.
Oh, sorry.
Excuse me, guys. No problem. Hey, Kim, I was better. Turn around, please.
Get away the Oscars. Kim, goodbye. Kisses, kisses.
Go safe, bro.
Sam, look this way. Reggie Bush. Those are cucumbers in there.
Amazing. Where are my cups? Cheers to that.
Look at you guys. Cheers.
What is this new Coke? What is that?
I think they're actually in that throwback. It's like an old school can. Hello, hence our ensembles.
Look at you guys. Straight out of the 70s.
Where do we begin?
I mean, this is just like a dream come true. I can't believe we just won a People's Choice Award. We're so excited.
I know.
Yeah, Lamar and I, we finally get a reveal that we are having our own show together, which is really cool because on Keeping Up, you don't really get to see much of Lamar and I together, maybe tidbits here and there, so it's a totally, I think, in-depth scene of him and I together in our household, and Rob lives with us, and just the basketball world and all that fun, crazy, wild stuff. I think you try to put restrictions on things that we just get too comfortable and it never happens, but I think that's what people like, so we don't want to change the format that is perfect.
All cylinders began clicking for Kim Kardashian. She and her sister's clothing store Dash opened. Kim kept a full schedule, days filled with business pursuits, and nights capped off with parties, appearances, and industry friends. In between high-profile television shows, Kim started modeling, being the spokesperson for many brands. She is one of the top-ranked celebrities on Twitter, and reports leaked that she was allegedly paid thousands of dollars to tweet about new products for companies all over the world. In December 2007, Kim posed nude for Playboy. 2 months later, she signed with Bongo Jeans to become the face of the brand. She even launched her own line of watches.
When I take on a project, I'm extremely involved in it. I won't just put my name on something and let someone else design it and come out with it. You know, I definitely am involved from the sketch design process to, you know, seeing the samples and tweaking them, and I'm so involved. So, you know, it seems like all this stuff is coming out now, but it's been kind of almost a year that it's taken for this, you know, the process. So I'm excited to see all the watches and for everyone to see them. So I wanted to thank everyone for coming out tonight to the Grove and check out my watches. I'm so excited. It's taken like almost a year to come up and create this line from start to finish, and we hope that you guys all check out KimKardashianWatches.com tonight. They go for sale. So here they are.
Okay, I got you.
You break in however you got to break in. I'm sorry. I mean, I have my way. People can have their ways. Paris had her way. Kim had her way. Everybody has a way. So whatever your way in is your way in.
Not all celebrities were happy with Kim Kardashian's newfound fame. Her BFF Paris Hilton held a bit of a grudge.
Everybody's saying that, you know, she took a page out of Paris Hilton's book. I mean, you know what? It was a blueprint. And what do people do? They follow blueprints.
She should be jealous. I seen a interview where they asked her about Kim and she like stopped the interview. She should be very upset, but she didn't have her priorities in order, so I don't feel bad for her.
So if it worked for Paris Hilton and she got to where she is, then okay, and she did it. You know, if you hating, then make you a sex tape and then you see how many hits you get on the internet and then you do your deal.
When Kim Kardashian's sex tape leaked, that was the end of their relationship. And it was because Paris Hilton had felt like Kim used her, that she kind of studied under her even and used her formula, this sex tape plus red carpets equals fame. And Kim Kardashian used this formula, got a reality show, involved her family, and just kind of made it this multi-million-dollar empire. And next thing you know, she's taking all of the headlines. She's the one who the cameramen are calling to when they're exiting the restaurant, and Paris was not happy about that. There's even interviews where Paris attacks Kim's weight, where she calls her names. They've seen each other at events and they don't speak anymore. It's gotten to the point where they've completely fallen out. And, you know, my sources tell me it's due to a little bit because Paris is jealous of all of the shine that Kim Kardashian is getting. And it has to do with the fact that she feels a little played by Kim, that she feels Kim kind of stole a little bit of this fame, this formula of fame that she has going, and Kim did it better. And, you know, kudos to Kim Kardashian for that. She definitely came on top in that situation, because years later people are still talking about her, and I think a lot of people are done talking about Paris Hilton.
Paris was born into money. Kim made money. Paris has no ass. Kim got junk in the trunk. Paris says she's hot, and Kim Kardashian would definitely say she's not. I mean, I think it's like apples and oranges. Some people like apples, some like oranges.
Despite the beef with Paris, Kim kept it moving. She began dating football player Reggie Bush, and like many of her prior beaus, the relationship played out in public.
Reggie Bush! All right, Kim. Bush!
Have you ever DJ'd yourself? Have you ever got behind turntables and tried to mix it up?
I have tried a little bit, but I'm not that good. Reggie actually wants to, like, he always wants to, like, DJ and stuff on his, like, spare time. So I've never done it. I'll leave that up to him.
I think the straw that really broke the camel's back was when he won the Super Bowl. You know, he's about to have his moment on TV. Here comes Kim Kardashian running out on the field. She done stole this man moment after he wanted to, like, he just wanted, you know, the first championship, especially for New Orleans. It was big. Like, they were rebuilding the city. And next thing you know, she next to him and they're asking her questions like, what? You know, and so I think, I mean, after that, like, shortly after that, they broke up.
By 2009, the Kardashian brand had reached great heights. The sexy socialite was now rich and famous, never letting the cameras see her without being in full glam. Her sisters were not too far behind in their own careers.
Hi, Zoe.
Holy shizzle.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hello. Chloe, how you doing?
Like it?
Chloe's got the handbag.
Are you kidding me?
Do you love?
No, we start filming this month, the middle of January. So we're really, really excited.
Right when Courtney and Kim take New York airs.
E! Networks launched a spinoff of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that featured Kourtney and Khloe in Miami. Kim Kardashian and her sisters sat atop the entertainment world. From churches, coffee houses, and spas, the name Kardashian was rolling off the tongues of anyone who had access to a television, phone, or iPad. Although Kim was very instrumental in the family's fame, it was her mother and manager, Kris Jenner, who can take credit for some of the shrewd deals that have made the family millions.
Kris Jenner is, you know, kind of the mastermind. Kim learned from Paris on this formula, but Kris Jenner helped her perfect this. So Kris Jenner runs the Kardashian clan, and she is the one that kind of makes these connections, and she has all of these older Hollywood connections already. So, you know, these people were already looking for someone to invest their money, and they see, you know, Kris Jenner with all of her daughters, her son, and, you know, they see dollar signs. So she's kind of able to negotiate for her daughters. She's able to get people to take them seriously, to be able to market with them, to start businesses with them, and it works.
So the Playboy layout, it was very nice.
Playboy? Were you in Playboy?
Kim, not you.
She did the layout as well. I saw her do it.
Yes.
She did the mother thing.
You did the mother thing.
Did the mother thing.
Kim and her clan have had such an influence on reality television that they can claim their stake as the highest paid family in front of the camera. With exposure coming from all walks of life, parties, fundraisers, charitable dinners, and the internet, they only hope that it wasn't too much Kardashian.
You go out and you go to places where you know paparazzi is gonna be, and you go with certain people that you know is gonna be hot if you're seen with them and photographed with them and filmed with them. So that's how it was in the beginning. Like I said, she went out with the Paris Hiltons and the Nick Cannons and stuff like that, was seen on the scene with them and in pictures, and the pictures circulate. And that's how you build buzz.
Kris has really taken Kim's success and helped to spread it even further by branching out, by doing more things with the brand, building it larger, you know, whether it's to do makeup or fragrances, Skechers, she's done Carl's Jr.'s, she's just everywhere. She's really inescapable, and it's a smart thing. While she's hot, she should definitely take advantage and do as much as she can, especially because, you know, as people always harp on this, she doesn't have any talent. Well, if you don't have any talent, you have to take advantage of what you do have, and she has an audience.
Kim was suddenly experiencing bad press. Journalists began writing articles and blogs about what's real and what's fake about Kim Kardashian. Questions for whether or not surgery played a role in her stunning looks. She has shown on her TV show that she is Botox, but what questions were bubbling was whether or not her famous derriere was actually God-made or man-made.
Kim's ass is real. Because there's a certain, you can tell a real ass from a fake ass. I'm an assologist. I'm a titty man. I'm a breast man. But I dabble in the female's booty every once in a while. Not really dabble inside that way, but you know, it's real because it's a certain way it jiggles. See, fake booties don't really jiggle like, you know, a lot. See, like fake ass really don't, you know, jiggle. You know, it's no jiggle room, you know. A real ass is like Jello on springs. It's like jiggling a little bit, but not a bad jiggle, nice little jiggle. Fake ass just sit there. They can try to booty clap, it ain't gonna move. It's like a Rosa Parks ass. It's just, I ain't moving. It's like a civil rights ass, you know what I'm saying? Civil rights, you know, it's like having a sit-in on her lower back.
As to whether her ass is really that large or whether it's real or fake, I can't really answer on it. I know it looks good in a pair of jeans. It looks better in a nice dress. And I'm quite sure I'd have to probably ask Reggie or Reggie Bush. Probably looks better butt naked, but I can't answer that question.
The press not only began questioning the validity of her body parts, but the world was clamoring to know if her personal life was as glamorous as it appeared in front of the paparazzi's cameras.
Oh my God.
I thought those were cucumbers in there.
Amazing. Cheers to that.
Look at you guys. Cheers.
What is this new Coke? What is that?
I think you're actually in that throwback. It's like an old school can. Hello, hence our ensemble.
Look at you guys. Straight out of the 70s.
You know, I think now the lines have blurred a lot for Kim. So what she used to be in control of, what was kind of for TV, what was her real life, I think they were separate. Now she is who she was pretending to be. So I think now she doesn't even really know what's really real and what's fake, because everything is up for grabs because she doesn't live her life in a closed atmosphere. She puts everything as an open book. And because of that, she has no control over what people see, what they don't see. She's invited the world into her life, and so she's always on. So I think whoever she was before we knew who she was no longer exists. She's a different Kim, and I think, you know, her old friends will attest to that.
Although Kim had virtually turned into the girl you love to hate, guys were still smitten for her, and women still secretly wanted to have her life. Filmmaker Tyler Perry, whose films usually attract an older African-American audience, was beginning pre-production on his film The Marriage Counselor and looking to capture an audience south of the 40-year-old demographic. He sought Kim Kardashian to co-star in the flick to help solve that problem.
You know, Kim is dabbling into acting, and some people are like a little upset, but why? It's entertainment. I mean, that's why not? If you can do it, get it while you can get it. You know, if you hating, you hating. You know, step your game up. I mean, she has a huge following, and I'm not talking about her ass. She has a huge following, and on the business side of show business, it's like, yo, she gonna bring her audience with her. So it's smart to hire her. And you know, Tyler ain't dumb. I mean, he's smart. He's like, okay, you know, he's gonna attract a whole new audience by putting her in his films. I mean, he's gonna attract guys, first of all, because, you know, she's a good-looking woman, but then again, the Armenian community and the rest of her fan base. So, I mean, for anybody who's saying it's dumb to put her in a production, It's dumb. It's dumb for them to even say that. It's stupid. It's show business. Get your business in, period.
Kim Kardashian met professional basketball player Chris Humphries, and out of nowhere, their romance moved fast and furious. Kris, a member of the Brooklyn Nets, wasn't used to the Hollywood treatment as cameras followed their each and every move.
I feel like it was manufactured. There was like a report that came out just before they announced their divorce, and it basically said that like producers of E had went to a few teams in the New York area and said they were looking for a guy for Kim Kardashian, a love interest for her. Kim and Courtney take on New York just to make the season a little bit more interesting, someone for her to date, and an athlete. And they approached one guy, and he was like, you know, I would love to date her, but I'm good with reality TV. So they ended up with Chris Humphries. And it was very strategic. She was kind of quiet during the whole time that Khloe and Lamar premiered their show. And right at like the last episode of the Khloe and Lamar show, it was announced that Kim was getting married. So you went from Khloe and Lamar, like they have a way of these spinoffs and stuff to keep themselves in the press. It's not like there's a season of Kardashians and then a season go by and you don't see them, and then they're always gonna have a spinoff or something every single season. So they announced that she would be getting married, and then it was rushed. They got married maybe 30 to 60 days later. It was just rushed and made for TV.
Nobody takes him seriously, and people think Chris Humphries definitely knew what he got into, what he signed up for. Cameras were around him, his whole relationship, that he kind of wanted to be famous. And, you know, Kim Kardashian wanted a husband. Who that husband was, I'm not sure if that was really important, as it was to have this wedding that was filmed where she could wear millions of dollars of diamonds and be on the cover of a lot of magazines. So, you know, I don't think anybody who has done any type of journalism ever had any faith in her marriage at all. I don't think they'll have faith in her third marriage.
Kim and Kris decided to tie the knot. A big spectacle was planned. It was billed as the event of the year, and Kris even became a major player on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The marriage was a special that aired on television, and on August 20th, 2011, they exchanged nuptials in front of millions in TV land. But the honeymoon didn't last for long. Just 72 days later, on October 31st, 2011, it was announced that Kim filed for divorce from the NBA journeyman. News media cried foul as they reported that the marriage was nothing more but an elaborate storyline created for television. But Kim and her family have adamantly denied that claim. However, the articles and blogs still persisted. Kim kept it cool in public, despite the barrage of negative press. According to media reports, she was devastated by all the hoopla, and she quickly became a cautionary tale for other young girls looking for fame in Hollywood.
I had the opportunity to have dinner with Kim, and she seemed like a very sweet person. She didn't seem unhappy, but they have a very strong family structure. So even when things happen like the 72-day marriage and people think it's a scam or sham or whatever, they have their family to fall back on. They can take a trip to Bora Bora somewhere and just be around family and feel the love and not break to, oh, everybody hates me, and I think that's what's been very important to their growth as a family and a business.
People who make a whole bunch of money crying about somebody else making money. It's usually people who can't follow their dreams or ain't talented enough to follow their dreams or scared enough or too scared to follow their dreams, talking about people who making money. People who make money don't talk about other people that make money, unless you Donald Trump.
I love sharing my life with my fans, and I love hearing what the questions that they're asking me, and I respond to all their comments back, and I love interacting with my fans. It's great that you can, have a blog as an outlet to be able to write if things are true, if they're not true. Lately, they get a little too overwhelming, so sometimes you just let them go and you just don't even take the time to blog about it. And because I have had the site since 2008, I have a great relationship with my fans, so I think they kind of know when things are true and when they're not.
Talking to another celebrity, I'm not going to call her name, and she was saying, man, I think about all the men I slept with, and all I got was a wet rag. And look at Kim Kardashian. She messed around and slept with, you know, 1 or 2 guys, and she's sitting on top of the world. And people really, really think that her sleeping with these guys is what made her. That doesn't define her. I mean, the 40-year-old virgin was just a movie. I mean, you know, there's no virgins no more, and we've all done some things. I mean, I think Kim is really she's influencing the generation to see prettiness within, you know, within. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, because no matter how much we look at it, she really cares about how she looks. She cares about how she dresses. She cares about who she associates with, which she should. And there's a handful of guys that, yeah, she slept with, so what?
Kim hasn't let divorce or the dark side of fame slow her down. She still continues to make waves in the industry and has begun dating controversial producer and rapper Kanye West.
Well, I just heard about this like a little while ago, so I just went and grabbed some out of my closet and came through.
Any New Year's resolutions for you?
To be as nice to the press as possible.
Yes, as your fan, what would you like to tell them to go to my blog? Go to your blog. All right, my man. All the best.
By the way, it's no offense toward you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just, you know.
Pharrell has done that for me my entire career. It wasn't a miss you. It wasn't a miss you. It wasn't a miss you. It wasn't a miss you.
Now, you know what it is? When you're artists, you can think like another artist, and you have the ability to understand where they're coming from.
Right. I hear you.
They're like a match made in heaven. They both like attention. They're both good-looking people. They're both successful people. And they both carry the same sort of arrogance about themselves.
Kanye and Kim first met while she was filming her reality show in New York. At the time, she was rumored to be dating Gabrielle Aubry. Kanye had just broken up with model Amber Rose. Unlike most of the men Kim had previously dated, Kanye possessed more fame and money than the rest of the lot.
Sunglasses for me? Oh yeah, I like sunglasses. So, yeah. And because since I'm like a rock star, I have the right to wear them at nighttime. So.
That's how you know you made it in Hollywood.
His bravado and flair for the dramatic, combined with her thirst for the spotlight, proved to be a perfect pairing. By 2012, the two were dating and seemingly inseparable. They tied the knot in May 2014.
Kanye and Kim, they found some magic within themselves, and I think their relationship is going to influence the generation to think that, you know, relationships can work. You know, people who have common interests can get it together, find a happy medium, and make it work. And I'm really counting on them to work. And, you know, of course, there's no relationship that doesn't have ups and downs, and, you know, just always, you know, sunshine without a little bit of rain. But I think that, you know, they're in a position to really just influence a generation to say, hey, there's a happy medium between, you know, people who fall in love that are in entertainment that come from 2 different walks of life.
Kim Kardashian, she's gonna get it started. Kim Kardashian, it's the fabulous life. Kardashian, she's gonna get it started. Kim Kardashian, in Hollywood. Kardashian, she's gonna get it started. Kim Kardashian, it's the fabulous life. Fabulous day, fabulous night, fabulous friend, it's the fabulous life. Won't you come along and see? Kim Kardashian, she's gonna get it started. Kim Kardashian.